Knicks family, what's popping? We just saw the Knicks lose down the stretch. They couldn't handle that Denver defense. Bad shot after bad shot. That's what cost us the game, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about it. That's the thing. I can't be entirely upset with the game because the Knicks, they got down big by 20 points or more, and they fought back to take the lead. And the Knicks had a lead in the fourth quarter. But that last 4 minutes and 30 seconds of the fourth quarter, the last 5 minutes or so, the Knicks just couldn't find a shot. They couldn't buy a shot. They couldn't get a good shot. Denver clamped down and played defense like the number 2 rated team in the league as far as defense is concerned. And the Knicks couldn't get a shot. They couldn't get a shot. So down the stretch of the game, they resorted to one-on-one play and bad three-point shots. One-on-one play and bad three-point shots. Julius Randle took bad three-point shots. Elfrid Payton took bad three-point shots. R.J. Barrett took bad three-point shots down the stretch of that game. A game that was in our grasp. I mean, I'm not totally upset because they played better than previously, obviously. But when you have a game in your grasp, you want to get it. You want to get it. And we had it right there for the taking. If we could just close this one out. A couple things that I think should have happened during the game. I thought Frank Ntilikina should have been in the game down the stretch tonight. And maybe R.J. Barrett should have been on the bench. I thought Taj Gibson should have been in instead of Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson let Nikola Jokic get free at that three-point line time and time again down the stretch of the game. Maybe he only made one of them. But Mitch Robinson also had trouble guarding him in the post as he sent Jokic to the line to extend the lead. I thought it should have been Taj Gibson in the game because Mitch kept getting caught on those screens. Jokic was wide open from three several times. It is what it is, though. You live and you learn. You're playing, you learn. I'm going to tell you what I did like that I saw, though. And I'm not just talking about the game itself, the strategy of the game. What I liked is that with 4.8 seconds left, and for the most part, the game is done. Knicks maybe down by 7 points or something like that. Mike Miller calls a timeout. He advances the ball up the floor, and he still runs a play. That, ladies and gentlemen, is good coaching to me. Because whether or not you succeeded on that play or it was successful, you practiced it. You practiced it. So the next time you play a game and you come down the stretch and you need a three-point basket with 0.9 seconds left, you've went over that play before and you've done it against real competition. See, I like that. I like those type of things. For the most part, up until tonight, that 4.8 seconds left, the Knicks probably would have inbounded the ball and just let the clock run out or something. You know, that's kind of to me, I call that a defeatist attitude. Right? A defeatist attitude. You're defeated. So you just, you know what? No sense in running a play. We're not going to win. That's a defeatist attitude. That's short-term thinking. My girls played the other night. And down the stretch of the game, we let the lead. It was a close game for the most part, but then we let the lead balloon to like 17-18. About 30 seconds left in the game. We weren't coming back. But no matter what, I did not let them just stand there and let the other team dribble the ball out. We continued to play pressure, 55 full court man-to-man defense and try to get steals if we could, because that's how we play. We are going to play to the end. You play to the finish. So that was impressive to me about Mike Miller. He called a timeout with 4.8 seconds left. Advanced the ball up the floor. They still called a play. Right? The play may not have been successful. Maybe they didn't get the shot that they wanted. I think it ended with R.J. Barrett taking a three. Right? That he needed to take that three. But he called the play. Practiced. That's how you do it. That's how you coach. That's how you coach, ladies and gentlemen. So, the Knicks dropped one to Denver, but we came full circle. We came full circle, right? The last time we played them, and I know, they had a couple of guys out. But still, we came full circle. We could have caved in that second quarter. And I'm going to tell you another thing that I saw, but let me finish this. We could have caved in the second quarter and said, forget it. We're down by 20. They could have just let the game get out of hand, but they didn't. They fought back. When the starters got back in the game, they fought back. And then in the third quarter, obviously they took the lead. Or they didn't take the lead. They cut it to 3. Fourth quarter, they finally took the lead. They fought. It came full circle on this one, I think. We'll see if we can continue to build on it and move forward. Right? And that's against that was against a good team. I really, once I saw that we were in the game, ladies and gentlemen, I really wanted to get this win. Because this would have been, if we would have gotten this win, it would have been the best win of the season. Even though we beat Dallas twice, I think it would have been the best win of the season. If we would have been able to get this win against a good team, a really good team. It's neither here nor there now. We didn't get it. But, there are some things that we can build on with this. I'm not going to be big on moral victories. But I do think we can build on this. All right? We can build on it. We can take it home and we can try to package this. There's some things that we got to tweak. You know what I'm saying? We got to tweak some things, especially, like I said, Denver has a really good defense. They're the number 2 rated defensive team in the league. If you stand there and play one-on-one against these guys, you're not doing yourself any favors. And it's going to be a problem. Down the stretch of that game, that's exactly what we did. We resorted to one-on-one play. We resorted to one-on-one play because their defense was so tight. We've got to learn how to handle those tight defenses. And see, this is what happens. When you have habits, when the pressure picks up, you fall back to those habits. The Knicks got to develop those good habits, ladies and gentlemen. They got to develop those good habits. So let's take a look at the game. Let's take a look at a couple of highlights. And after we take a look at some of these highlights, then we'll go ahead and we'll talk to the guys in the video chat because I know they got some things to say. I'm pretty sure everybody watched the game. They got some things to say. I got some things that I want to say, some more things that I want to say. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing rolling, ladies and gentlemen. The Knicks lost to the Denver Nuggets tonight. Wasn't a blowout. But, hey, get this thing popping. At the Pepsi Center, ladies and gentlemen, the Knicks came full circle. And look, I like doing this. I like breaking these games down. As you see Jamal Murray knock down the first 2 points of the game. Frank Ntilikina, he kicks the ball over to Julius Randle, who knocks down the first 3 of the game for the Knicks. And you thought, or maybe he thought, that he was going to be hot from the 3-point line tonight. Was not to be. Julius Randle with the turnaround, he knocks it down. Knicks up. They were up 5-0. Now they're up 8-6 at this point in the game. Will Barton, he comes down behind the back. He lets it up and knocks it in over Taj Gibson. I like Will Barton, man. I would not mind having Will Barton on my team. Once again, Will Barton to the cup. goes up high, lays it in. Denver's up 12-10. And the game was pretty much tight up until this point of the game. Jokic spinning on Mitchell Robinson, knocks down the fadeaway. Nikola Jokic makes it 14-10 Denver. Boom, boom, Jokic. He finds Mason Plumlee, who lays in, jelly rolls in the alley-oop. Bobby Portis at the top of the key finds Kevin Knox, and Kevin Knox bucket. That's more than a bucket. That was a nice move to a dunk by Kevin Knox. I just wish that he played that way on defense, because there were a couple things that got me upset tonight on the defensive side of the floor. Mason Plumlee, he lays it in. It's now 19-14. The Knicks are down by 5. 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Now we got some subs in the game, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Knox, he goes to the basket. He finds Mitchell Robinson for the dunk, the alley-oop dunk. I wanted to do much more of that tonight. 19-16, Denver is up. Denver knocks down the 3. Now it's 22-16. My man Craig knocks it down. Denver to the cup. Bomb. Nice dunk by Jeremiah Grant. That guy's from Silver Spring, Maryland, ladies and gentlemen, right around the corner from where I live. It's now 35-22. The Nuggets, top of the second quarter, they're up by 13. Kevin Knox with the turnaround jump hook makes it 35-24. But the lead is going to spread. You just watch. The lead is going to spread. Gary Harris, he goes in, lays it off the glass. Looked like he was going to throw it to himself. I thought maybe he was going to, but then he seen that he could make the layup. Lays it in. The Knicks come back down. Payton with the dunk down the lane. Didn't think I was going to see that one. He got me upset a little bit a couple times tonight. 41-28. Denver is up. Mason Plumlee to the basket, turn around over Bobby Portis, dunks it home. It's now 43-28, and the game is getting a little bit out of hand. Gary Harris misses. Michael Porter Jr., he puts it back in and gets fouled. It's 46-28. Now Denver, they're on the run. Nice big alley-oop to Mason Plumlee. It's now a 20-point lead. Now it's 50-33, 18-point lead. The starters are back in the game. Mason Plumlee, he gets what should have been a dunk, but, you laid it in smartly. It's 52-33. R.J. Barrett, he gets into the lane. He lays it in, powers his way to the bucket, 32-55. The Knicks aren't done fighting. The Knicks showed a lot of fight in this game. Frank Ntilikina, he gets the steal and the dunk. You don't see that much from Frank Ntilikina, so you're happy when it does happen. Frank Ntilikina on the night, he had 13 points. And here you see R.J. Barrett. He gets the dunk. The Knicks climb back into the game. It's 52-41. 52-41. So the Knicks climb back in the game. But Gary Harris says, enough of that. He knocks down the 3. 50s. He makes it. It's now 57-41. They're back up 16. They go back up 19 as they knock down another 3 to make it 60-41. Julius Randle goes in, powers his way in for a dunk, 60-43. The Knicks giving up 60 points at the half already. Gary Harris goes to the cup one more time. The Knicks giving up a lot of stuff in the paint. Mitchell Robinson fouls him. It's now 67-49. Elfrid Payton goes to the basket. He lays it in. 67-51. And the Knicks are halfway to their point total at the half, right? But the Knicks came out in the third quarter with a vengeance. You see Taj Gibson right there. Dunk it home. He had 6 points and 3 rebounds. Now you see Marcus. Nope, that's Julius Randle. My bad. Julius Randle spinning, wheeling, and dealing. He had 20 points, 9 rebounds. A couple of bad shots at the end of the game, though, that I wasn't happy with. Jokic, he knocks over Taj Gibson and gets one to go. Jokic had 25 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists tonight. Will Barton, he pulls one up. He knocks it home. Will Barton has 16 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists. But the Knicks keep fighting and keep climbing. It's 73-61. Elfrid Payton finds Mitchell Robinson for the dunk. Mitchell Robinson, he had 8 points and 7 rebounds on the night. Elfrid Payton finds Mitchell Robinson one more time for the alley-oop dunk as they cut the lead to 6, 73-67. The Knicks keep going. And you started to feel good. Knicks fans everywhere started to feel good. Then Jokic says, bang, I'm going to knock this one home. Again, Jokic on the night, 25 points. He was 2 for 5 from the three-point line. As you see, Jamal Murray, he gets a layup to go. He had 14 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. But the Knicks are still in it, 78-69. Elfrid Payton finds Bobby Portis. I don't know what just happened there, but we'll skip that. It's now 78-62 as Gary Harris goes to the basket and puts it home. It's 81-73. Gary Harris, once again, pulls up from three. Bang. All in Kevin Knox's face, 84-73, but the Knicks keep fighting. Marcus Morris with the turnaround jump shot, mid-range jump shot. Marcus Morris had a nice night for the Knicks. He had 22 points, 5 rebounds, but he couldn't buy a shot down the stretch. Elfrid Payton gets his own rebound, puts it back in. Elfrid Payton on the night. He had 10 points, 7 rebounds, 11 assists, almost a triple-double. Bobby Portis finally knocks down a 3. He had 9 points, 4 rebounds, and the Knicks are fighting. It's 85-80. Marcus Morris with another mid-range pull-up to make it 85-82. And it's a tight game, ladies and gentlemen. The Knicks get it back. Elfrid Payton lays it in. It's now 85-84. Knicks on the verge of taking this lead, but it didn't happen. A broken play. There were a couple of broken plays. Tonight where the Denver Nuggets, like, here's a broken play right here. Julius Randle's going to find him, and whoever that is under the basket gets the dunk off of a broken play. I hate those broken plays, but the Knicks keep fighting back. It's 89-84. Julius Randle gets the and one. And he had 20 points, 9 rebounds, 8 for 19 from the field. Julius Randle picks up the loose ball, gets it blocked, but Kevin Knox follows it up. Kevin Knox had 10 points tonight, 4 rebounds. The Knicks tied up at 89. Taj Gibson with the nice move. Nice spin move and lays it in. Make it 91-89 Knicks with 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And the Knicks were looking good, ladies and gentlemen. Julius Randle gets the outlet pass from Frank Ntilikina, pushes it up and lays it in. Forces the Denver Nuggets to call a timeout. The Knicks go up 93-89. Jokic says that's enough of that. That was good defense by Julius Randle. Jokic just made a better shot. Frank Ntilikina with the beautiful pass to Taj Gibson. Frank Ntilikina had 4 assists on the night. He also had 13 points and 5 rebounds to go along with him. Jamal Murray, bam, he misses the shot. Followed up by Michael Porter Jr. I forgot what happened there, but I think that was another one of those broken plays. Jokic spins on Taj Gibson, lays it in. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, Taj Gibson played decent defense on Jokic. He should have been in the game down the stretch. The last 5 minutes in the game, he should have been in. That right there was a game changer. The Knicks could have got that rebound, came down and scored. Instead, Will Barton hits the 3. Julius Randle fades away and gives the lead a 100-98 lead. But after this, it's too much. Mitchell Robinson caught on the screen. Jokic open for 3. Makes it 102-100. Jamal Murray open for 3. Bam. Now it's 107-100. And at this point, you kind of knew what was going to happen. You knew the game was over with. As you see, Jokic goes to the basket. He gets fouled, but they didn't call a foul. Here's what I was talking about, ladies and gentlemen, where down the stretch, Mike Miller went ahead and called the play. The Knicks did not convert on the play. And there you go. They lost the game, ladies and gentlemen, to the Denver Nuggets, 111-105. It was a valiant effort, a good fight by the Knicks, but they weren't able to pull it out. Want to talk to you guys, man. I want to know what you guys feel, what you guys think about it. Are you upset, or are you just, okay, it is what it is. It was a good fight. We didn't pull it out, but it is what it is. Tell me how you feel about it. I want to talk to you a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. And then, well, actually, before I do that, let's just go ahead and go over all of the box scores. We'll go over the entire box score and all that kind of stuff, what the matchups look like. Then we'll talk. I'll get you guys' reactions. I want to know what you think. Another thing, we talked about this the other night. You notice Dennis Smith Jr. again didn't get off the bench. So now, there's going to be a lot of questions about Dennis Smith Jr. We'll talk about that a little bit later as well. We all know why he's not getting off the bench. But it must come to a surprise, and it's a stark difference from Mike Miller and David Fizdale. Looking at the numbers behind the game, the Knicks, after the end of the first quarter, they were down 33-22. But I'm going to tell you what, the bench didn't do their job. They didn't do their job, ladies and gentlemen. As soon as the bench came in, that lead ballooned. The lead ballooned. And you'll notice, and this is something that I had a problem with earlier in the season. We would sub in, we would use all of our subs, and we'd have 5 subs on the floor. I always felt, instead of having all 5 subs on the floor, we're not good enough for that. Maybe the Denver Nuggets are good enough for that. But most teams in the league, even your good teams, even your best teams, they have a starter, 1 or 2 starters still on the floor. We're not that good of a team where you can just have all your subs on the floor and play. You got to have a starter out there, in my opinion. Either Julius Randle, Marcus Morris, one of those guys, R.J. Barrett, should be on the floor at all times. It's just my opinion. But you'll notice, in that second half, there was always one of those guys on the floor. As a matter of fact, at the top of the second quarter, about 9 minutes left in the second quarter, Marcus Morris was Julius Randle was reinserted to the game because he needed to have one of those guys in there. And I think from now on, you're going to see, instead of Mike Miller using just like all 5 subs, I think you're going to see at least one of Marcus Morris, Julius Randle, or R.J. Barrett in the game. That's how it should be to me. Always have one of those guys in the game. And listen, those guys compared to, other teams that have star players, obviously they're not these big, giant, super duper stars, but it's the best that we have. It's the best that we have right now. But anyway, second quarter, the Knicks clawed back into the game. They clawed back into the game in the second quarter, but they still lost it by 5. They went to the halftime down double digits. They won the third quarter by 13, 33-20. Fourth quarter, they couldn't handle Denver's defense, but they still fought. Denver's biggest lead on the night was 20. The Knicks' biggest lead was 5. There were 3 ties during the game. The longest run was 11 by either team, and there were 6 lead changes. The Knicks battled on the boards. They had 48 rebounds tonight. Not bad. 47 rebounds, and Denver Nuggets had 48 rebounds. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. The Knicks only had 20 assists tonight. That's a little bit of a change from what we've been seeing from them under Mike Miller. All right, since they've been playing for Mike Miller, they've been averaging around 22 assists per game. And if you take out the one game against Portland, they've been at about 24 assists. But they were playing a really good defense. All right, playing a really good defense tonight. They had 9 steals, 2 blocks, and only 11 turnovers. They shot 46.8% from the field, only 25% from 3, and 90% from the free throw line. They were 9 for 10 from the free throw line. The Nuggets, they also shot 46.8% from the field. They shot 35.7% from 3. They made 2 more threes than the Knicks. That's 6 points. Well, the Knicks lost by 6 points. You can really say that the difference in this game, these made 3-point baskets. And there were a lot of times, where the Knicks let these guys be wide open from the 3-point line. Free throws, the Nuggets shot 68.4%. They made 13 for 19. But you can point to these 3-point baskets here. The Knicks, 8 for 32. The Nuggets, 35. The Nuggets, 10 for 28. And while, 35.7% is not crazy, a lot of those 3-point baskets were wide open 3-point shots. We're lucky that they didn't make them all. See, the last time we played them, they made 58% of them or something like that. Tonight, they were wide open, but they didn't hit them. Not all of them, but some of them were wide open. But that's the difference in the game, ladies and gentlemen. We lost 111-105. The Nuggets made 2 more 3-pointers than we did. Difference in the game right there. Difference in the game. Anyway, Let's talk to my guys here in the video chat. See what you guys think about the game, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, I want to know what you guys thinking. Nate, I'm gonna start with you, bro. Give me a second. Let me get you unmuted. Go ahead, man.
What's going on, Sim?
I'm chilling.
Yeah, like I said, man, I don't
Yeah.
have NBA TV, so I didn't get to see the game. I just listened to it on the radio. Um, I mean, honestly, when it got down to 20, I really thought the Knicks were just going to get blown out. I'm really proud that they came back and fought hard. But let me ask you a question, Sim.
Yeah.
Why does it always seem like when the game is close or within or or we have a lead, why do we go to ISO ball? I mean, why don't we move the ball around and
Well,
share it?
I'm gonna
Why do we have to resort to ISO?
I'm gonna tell you simply like this. And I actually said it earlier when I was talking earlier. When you have certain habits, right? When you have certain habits, whatever those habits are, when the pressure picks up, when you get stressed, you go back to whatever those habits are. I'm going to use this as an example. Let's say, I don't want to use this example, but it's the best example that I can use, okay? Let's say you have somebody who is a drug addict, okay? And they're in recovery. They kicked the habit. They're doing everything that they need to do to stay clean. Then something really, really stressful happens in their life, right? Something really stressful happens in their life. You know what they do? They go back to the best thing that they have. Not the best thing that they have. They go back to the best way that they know how to cope with that stress. That's their habit, right? So all along, when they're not having stress, they're trying to build these good habits, and they got these support systems and everything. They're trying to build these good habits and they're trying to build new coping mechanisms so that when they do reach one of those stressful points in their life, they know how to go back and fall back on these other coping mechanisms. You know what I'm saying? But there's a certain point where they don't, and they just fall back to what their habits are. It's the same thing, right? The Knicks are trying to learn how to fall back on different things when the pressure picks up, but they aren't there yet. So they fall back. The players all fall back to what their habits are.
How does Mike Miller break that? Or can
you got to continue to drill it, right? You got to continue to drill it. When you practice and you get a chance to practice, you do you do a lot of situational stuff in practice. You know what I'm saying? 2 minutes left in the game. You have two teams. They're broken up into two teams. 2 minutes left in the game. You put 2 minutes on the clock. And then you say, no one-on-one play. This is what needs to happen. You see what I'm saying? Right? I want to see this many passes. I want to see this. I want to see that. You know what I mean? And it can, and then it starts to develop it. The problem is you don't have a lot of practices. That situational basketball in practice, it does help. You know what I'm saying? It definitely helps. So, it takes a while to break those habits. And then, of course, holding guys accountable. If guys are not, you're practicing it, and guys are not doing what you ask, then you put in guys that do what you ask. Sometimes you might have to give up a game or two. You know what I'm saying? To put in guys that's going to do what you're asking. I mean, and it's still not a guarantee, but, that's the way that I would work on it. That's all I can say. That's how I would work on it. So, yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. Not easy. Gammo, coming to you, man. Hey, Gammo, what's going on, man? What you feel about the game?
Good, how you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm good.
So, tonight, man, like I said on the last stream, if he loses this game, to me, is not, a deal breaker. I'm more so interested in how the team plays, how we adjust, man. And again, tonight, why? So I said the Knicks are gonna be up. I said the Knicks are gonna be down.
Yep, you did.
I want to see. Sorry, what did you say, Sim?
No, I said you did. You did.
And I just want to see how they responded. And I liked how they respond. Now, I ain't trying to nitpick because again, this is a team that's still in transition in terms of the identity. I did see some ISO stuff. You know what? One thing I like that Mike Miller does, even though I prefer more off ball, one thing that he does with the triangle is that once he sets the guy down low, he kind of clears it out. I saw with Portis, I want to say with Randall, but I remember I saw with Portis. And one improvement those guys can make is that when you're in those ISO sets and when those guys clear out, just because your offense clears out, right, doesn't mean that their defense is going to clear out in the sense of be alert and understand that there are probably, when those guys clear out, one guy usually comes back and tries to steal the ball from us. I want our bigs to have better perspective in getting the ball to the open guy. Because when you saw tonight, one thing that we didn't do well is that when plays broke down on even a Nuggets end, our defense didn't reset, and we're just looking. It's three guys looking at the ball on one player as like this commotion, and then that guy passes it back out to the three, passes Jamal Murray, passes Will Barton, and those guys are hitting crucial threes, man. If you have a team like Denver who can get potent offensively, you got to reset your defense, man. You can't just be there lollygagging, watching, even as a play breaks down. Be focused. Understand that they probably spaced out. This is a team, like you said, number 2 in defense. They're probably one of the top teams on the West. You got to be alert. So to me, I'm not mad at all. I didn't like the ISO stuff at the end. Me and Rob were just talking about it, and Rob, is of the idea that you have to start investing in guys be able to take over. And he brought the fact of Morris. But tonight there were guys that were trying to do ISO. Randall was trying to do ISO. Morris
say
trying
that
to do
again.
ISO.
Say that again. Back up. You said you got to start investing in guys being able to take over. What do you mean?
Like, not investing. It's like you have to start developing guys to take over. That's what Rob was saying. And I was saying is that, to me, we don't have that guy yet. And I say the closest guy is maybe RJ, but RJ's not there yet. He didn't have that great of a game tonight. What I say is that when you have it at the team that we at right now, you got to go back to running plays. Mike Miller has to reiterate to the guys, hey, these guys are making a comeback. And like I said last game or last stream, teams came back on Fizzo. Why? Fizzo going to ISO. And when guys weren't hot, when guys weren't having these ridiculously good games offensively, when they couldn't hit those shots in the fourth quarter, the other team were making comebacks. Because now you shot it early in the shot clock. These guys are getting fast breaks off the long rebounds. They're pushing the tempo. They catch us off guard. Now you look up the lead balloons from 2 to 6 to 6 to 12. Now we're out the game. Mike Miller has to find a way, whether it's telling to Elfrid Payton, putting back Frank into play, take out RJ, putting back Frank in to have a little bit more control in the backcourt. You got to get your guys to run, play, slow down. Even if a big win could be just you throwing those guys off rhythm. If you take time off the shot clock, maybe it doesn't go in. Obviously, you want it to go in. But if you take time off the shot clock, well, you need the time because if you're down. If you take time off the shot clock, if you throw these guys off their rhythm, that could work back into your favor. Even give your defense some time to kind of your players like some time to kind of get their breather. So even the shot misses off, they're not running back because you shot the ball 5 seconds within the shot clock, 8 seconds within the shot clock, and it's a frantic back and forth. You lose energy. Slow down the game. Guys, they have to understand how to slow down the tempo of the game, slow down the other team's momentum. So to me, I'm not too angry. The substitution at the end, Mike Miller could do a better job of. He's not playing DSJ. He didn't play Trier, so obviously he's sending a message, hey, I ain't Fizzo. I ain't here. And like I said, I sent you that article from New York Post, and I don't know what's the inner dealings with the team in the locker room, but I could tell this guy's a little bit less no nonsense or a little bit more no nonsense than Fizzo. So I'm not overly mad about the game, the results. Look, Denver is a top team on the West. The Knicks last time let their bench kill us, man. This game was a little bit different, but I'm happy. I'm happy with a little bit of development here and there. I can see development from these players. I can see even development from the coach. So I ain't too down about this loss.
Yeah, no, I'm not down about it at all. I mean, I feel good about it, you know what I mean, because we were right there. It's just, like you said, just executing at the end of the game. That's the biggest thing. We got to be able to execute and not fall into this one-on-one thing. And it just goes back to the habits, the things that they've been conditioned to do from the beginning of the season. You know what I mean? It goes back to those things, and it's gonna have to be broken. We just don't have it unless one guy's just hot that night. We don't have it to just sit back and rely on one guy.
Agreed. Can I say one thing real quick, Sam? And what Sam just said, this deep public enemy. Here's my conspiracy theory on one thing with the Knicks, man. Because I'm tired of watching these games, Sim. And shout out to D Public Enemy. He said something that I want to say too. RJ Barrett does not get calls from the refs. The Knicks really don't really get calls from the refs. I'm tired. This is my conspiracy
Bro,
theory. The league
I,
wants the Knicks to sell this team. And until Dolan sells this team to one of these so-called woke owners, these woke Microsoft owners who act like they're all about, race, black and whatever, they're not. The Knicks are not going to get calls or get proper treatment by the refs until that happens. Because Nick, Sim, since the days of Carmelo Anthony, and you know I'm not a big Carmelo Anthony fan in terms of his style of play. Carmelo Anthony used to get manhandled, no calls. I'm watching it now. Every time I see RJ Barrett drive to the cup and the guy's defending him, he has to do the little hiccup, like the hiccup thing where he's trying to like fight against the other guys pushing him as he's driving, and no calls. It's amazing. If RJ Barrett was on the Rockets, if RJ Barrett was on another team that the NBA likes, whatever, this dude would be getting calls. RJ Barrett does not get calls. That's all I just want to say. It's amazing. But
well,
I
I
like
mean,
the fact that RJ Barrett, he don't act like some of these other players, some of these entitled players who, when they don't get the call, they sit back and want to argue with the ref while the rest of the defense has to catch up with the offense, and it's basically 4-on-5. But it's I don't know. Maybe you didn't see it like me, but I just think it's a conspiracy theory against the Knicks. They're trying to make this team sell it. They don't want the Knicks to do well until Dolan sells this thing because they don't like him. But yeah, this is some BS, man.
I don't know about that part. I'm not gonna jump into the conspiracies. You know what I'm saying? But the only thing I can say is why maybe he doesn't get some of those calls because he's very strong.
Sam,
but listen, just listen.
I don't care. I will get into argument.
No. You have to listen. You have to listen. You can't just jump the gun. You got to listen. He's very strong, right? And when he gets bumped, sometimes he doesn't move because.
Sam,
but listen. Sometimes when he gets bumped, it doesn't move him, right? And so the ref may not see it as a foul. It happens that way sometimes. You can look down the stretch of the game, right? Well, I don't know if it was down the stretch of the game. Julius Randle fouled Nikola Jokic. He fouled him. He bumped him with his chest. It was a clear foul, right? I mean, the commentators, they didn't say anything about it. But Jokic is so big and strong, it really didn't affect him. But you seen Julius Randle push his chest out to bump him on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it goes like that. Let's see what happens after a couple of years.
I agree with you on it, but Sim, I'm one of these people that I watch the league in terms of I watch for little pity pat things like that. And don't get me wrong, they used to give calls to Jordan. I used to watch it every time Jordan had the ball stolen from him. He'll go back, run to the guy who stole the ball, and literally harass the dude. Different NBA time, but they didn't call. Jordan used to have some calls on him too. But Sim, go watch when RJ Barrett, right? When I know what you're talking about. They used to say what you just said. They used to say the same thing about Melo.
Go back. Well, Melo used to initiate a lot of contact.
Go back to the Postgame the Knicks had against the Mavericks, where I think it was Nowitzki or Vince Carter clothesline Melo in the air. Boy did not get calls. And y'all know I'm not a Melo fan like that, but Melo used to get abused. But LeBron James, I've seen guys touch his jersey, foul call. And LeBron James is one of the strongest guys in the NBA. RJ Barrett, I'm not talking about every play, but when RJ Barrett's driving and he has to almost he's literally trying to shield a guy with his left or his right, and you see him take the bump where his back is almost bending as he's driving. That is a foul call in today's NBA.
Look, listen. I'm not going against you trying to say he doesn't get some calls and stuff like that. But let's just watch it and see if it continues because he's also a rookie in the league. You know what I'm saying? And you get players in the league when the referee knows what you do and knows what your tendencies are. Then sometimes things change. Rookies, they don't know what their tendencies are yet. So let's see. Melo used to be down there under the basket. And he would get hit, but he would create a lot of. He would sometimes initiate a lot too. From the start he played.
So then why doesn't they cut it down on Harden? But then how the hell does Harden get all these pity pat calls? But I've seen RJ Barrett. I forgot which game it was in. Several games ago. This dude was driving to the basket, ended up on the ground almost every play to the point. I think on his fourth time on the ground, he had to look up at the refs like, "Yo, are you watching the game?" But I got to watch Harden with his artificial 15 points,
Well,
16 points at the foul line because he waved his head back. Versus I'm watching RJ Barrett get manhandled, get into the basket. Like, look, y'all don't have to believe I got my conspiracy theories. I'm
okay.
steadfast on that because I called that since Melo, and I'm not
All
even a
right.
Melo fan, but
I mean,
this
hey,
is too much,
listen,
man.
your conspiracy theory could be right. You could be right. You know what I'm saying? You could definitely be right. I don't know.
If Jeff
You know what I'm
Bezos
saying?
gets the Knicks, watch me get all these pity pat calls, man. I'm telling you, man. Watch.
We'll see. We'll see what's up with it, man. I don't know. Well, it's just something to look for and watch and see how it goes. See how it goes with RJ Barrett. I do know right now. I'll say this with RJ Barrett. You know, he's up and down. You know, I guess it's expected from a rookie, right? So if things are up and down, you know, with him right now. He had 7 points tonight, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 turnovers. Not horrible besides the shooting. Maybe because every time he goes to the basket, he's getting fouled. I don't know. He's 1 for 6 from the 3-point line. You know what I mean? And also Julius Randle, he was launching threes. He wasn't hitting them. It was making me frustrated tonight. He was 1 for 6 from the 3-point line too.
It's your man, son. Julius
You know
Randle,
what I'm saying?
there was that one play. Remember the one play he got fouled, but he was at the baseline, right? And he tried to back the guy down, lost the ball, tried to back him down again. Got lucky, got the foul called on him. But it's like
I don't think they
he
call a
was
foul.
doing.
I think
They called the
I think they
foul,
hit it
but
out of
that whole
bounds.
place was so sloppy, and it was just he has very little perspective, man. I get mad at Julius Randle because look, when he was hot, I think it was a Kings game, whatever. I said, yo, like Walt Clyde Frazier says, feed him until he literally can't move anymore or he goes cold. You do not take the ball out of the hot hand.
Yeah.
Julius Randle has to stop trying to play hero ball. Move the damn ball around. Like Mike Miller said, hey, I'm trying to push the pace within the half court set. When that happens, everybody eats. This is what I like of what Denver did tonight. You never felt Denver tonight, even when plays broke down, guys are here and there, guys dove and Denver had the ball. They pass it out to the open guy. They pass out Jamal
Always.
Murray's, the Will
Always.
Bartons for them to take the three, to take the open shot, even if Jokic had a lane to the basket. Julius Randle, he has to get that out his damn head. You are not a hero, and you don't have to be a hero. If this guy eats, this guy eats. Now, when the ball's in your hand in opportune times, the defense has to play more honest. Now you could drive to the basket more easily. Now you could back your guy down more easy because they got to respect RJ Barrett. They got to respect Elfrid Payton or Marcus Morris. They got to respect Portis. They got to respect everybody else. Randall has to get that out of his head, or Mike Miller has to sit him down. Even in some of these clutch situations, Sim, like Nate said tonight, I wouldn't say every time that you have to put Frank in the fourth quarter, but Frank had a decent game tonight. You could have used that defense to recover on guys because when plays broke down, Jokic was hitting those big old threes from his Larry Bird shot, those rainbow threes, that killed us, Sim. So to me, and I'm not getting just on Juice Randle on defense, but
Well,
Juice Randle to me,
that was Mitchell Robinson's fault right there.
that
Those
was
threes.
Mr. Robinson. But
That
to
was Mitchell
me,
Robinson. He kept
when I'm thinking
getting
about,
caught on that
the clutch
screen
time
down low.
situation and guys not following the plays, the sets, you got to Randall to me, Randall and Portis. Portis was taking mid-range shots that was missing, and just trying to face up and shoot. Like, come on,
also
bro. Like,
see, guys gotta stop. Like there was one play in particular. Maybe it was the third quarter when the Knicks were making a run, and Julius Randle had the ball in the paint. You know, he had a triple team around him. He should have passed the ball out. You know, he kept fighting to the triple team. He made the bucket and he got fouled, right? But guys celebrated it. I mean, I understand you celebrate because you made the bucket and got fouled, but someone needs to be like, yo, pass that out sooner. Yeah, you made it, but you got to get that out. You know what I'm saying? Don't celebrate it. You got to recognize that it, because when you celebrate it, now you compound it. Now it's like, oh, yeah, this is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Someone has to be like, yo, yeah, I'm glad you made it and got fouled, but you don't always do that. You got to get that out. You know what I'm saying?
Every top team outside of Houston whenever they can move the ball around to the open shooter, you see it, Sim. It's almost when you watch Denver tonight, Jamal Murray could go out there and score 40 easily. LeBron could go out there and score 25, 30 if you want. I'm not saying averaging, but on a good night, they could do that easily. If they could chuck every team moves the ball around, man. And Mike Miller, somebody, like I said again, man, I'm waiting for it may not happen now that Fizzle got fired, but Mike Miller, somebody got to reiterate to this dude, hey, move the ball around or I'm sitting your ass down, man. Because, yeah, the and one is nice, but that's a low percentage shot. You ain't getting that and one 80% of the time.
Yeah.
But what you can get 80% of the time, if it's there, is that pass out the double team. And then, like I said, Julius Randle, it's to the point, right? If someone's dumb on a certain play, if they don't know how to read a certain play, that's one thing. But when you're playing so selfishly that you're trying to do these all-star level Kobe-ish, Kawhi Leonard in the playoffs type of moves where you're spinning into the wrong place in double teams. You're literally waiting for the double team, triple team to come, and you're trying to needle through. And like, bro, what are you doing? That's the type of stuff that Jordan, somebody would have smacked you during the play or during the practice. Like, yo, bro, I'm gonna fight you because you're hurting the team with this stupidly selfish play. It's not even smart selfish or whatever, or Kobe. It is stupid, selfish plays, man. The boy got to say if he's keep doing that. Hey, like I said, if he's hot, feed him like no other. Like he's starving, feed him. But when he's doing this stuff, especially in crunch time situations, I'm not saying doing it all tonight. When he's doing it in crunch time situations, he's hurting the team. He has to sit, son. He just has to, man. Because I can't do that to Trier. I can't do that to other guys and teach them accountability and to play smart basketball, team basketball. But Randall's doing it, and it's hurting us at times. I'm not saying all the time it's hurting us, and he doesn't sit. Nah, the boy got to sit.
We'll see what Mike Miller does with it. You know, we'll see what he does. City, coming to you, bro. What's going on, man?
Yo, what's going on, Sim?
I'm good.
Yo, Sim, first off, I want to say this, right? And I've been wanting to say this for a long time. Tonight's the perfect night to say it. It's not about the size of the dog in the fight. It's about the size of the fight in the dog. And we went up against the best defensive team in the league, right?
Right.
So,
second best, but still
okay, second
top,
best,
one of the top.
Our main problem tonight was what I always say: we get down early, exert too much energy to come back in the game, right? And then when we get to the point where we can take over or whatever, guys start missing shots, and then we start shooting flat shots. If you looked at everybody's shot was flat after, like, when it came to like the last like 4 to 3 minutes or whatever, everybody's shot was flat, and it just looked terrible. We exerted so much energy coming back from that 20-point deficit that sometimes you cannot sustain that all of the time. But is this a moral victory for us? I wouldn't say it's a moral victory because these guys know what they can do. Like, you understand what I'm saying? These guys know they can battle back and they can do the things that they need to do to get back into games. I think this is more of one of those we mad at ourselves loss. Like, it's not a moral victory. It's like, you know what? We came back, we took the lead, and we didn't sustain it. We should be mad at ourselves because we should have made shots. Although we playing against the second best defensive team in the league, we went on we scored 30-some points in the third quarter, I believe. If we can look back on that and say, yo, the second best defensive team in the league, we scored 30-some points on them in one quarter. We played our defense and shut them down. We need to look at ourselves and say, you know what? They wasn't the problem, we was. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's make ourselves better and not worry about whatever it is that they did. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta come out and hold us accountable.
Well, yeah, that I mean, that's exactly what we gotta do. You know what I mean? Because the game was within reach. We gotta figure out how to not make that ball stick down the stretch of the game, man. That was a big thing. I mean, we played
But
one of the best defenses in the league. And when you play one of the best defenses in the league and you have somebody hold the ball for 5, 10 seconds, that you're not going to score unless you're just hot, because and so many times we ended up having to just bail ourselves out and shoot a 3 because, you know, the ball, there was no man movement, no ball movement. Even if they're jamming the cuts, right? Guys are cutting to the basket and they're jamming it up. You got to continue to go through it. You know, but you talked about flat shots. You know who has a flat shot? You know who really has a flat shot and it's just a straight up flat shot? Elfrid Payton. He shoots a line drive to the rim every time, bro. He shoots a line drive to the rim every time.
Mm-hmm. But that's the man's shot. That's got him to where he is today. So you know what I mean? I can't I'm not worried about that, because the guy can give you other stuff besides that. But that's neither here.
No, you're right. He can. I'm just saying, when he shoots that 3, man, it's a line drive basket. He's got to get some arc on that thing. You know, he's got to work on getting some arc on that thing, because it's a line drive to the basket every time. Let me get to a couple of phone calls, man, and I'm going to be back to you. Rob the Nick, I'm definitely coming to you. All right, don't worry about it. I also want to talk about, today's December 15th, ladies and gentlemen. I want to talk about trades, too. I want to talk about some trades. I'm going to get a couple more reactions from the game, and then we're going to talk about trades. What might these trades look like coming up? Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, what's up, Tim?
I'm good, brother. How you feeling? Yo, you there? What's good, man? Talk to me.
I'm happy. I like tonight's game. I mean, to be honest, at first I wasn't sold on Mike Miller. I didn't even want to fire Fizz until we had like a real coach, but I mean, I don't think I've seen, so I'm speaking hyperbole, but I don't remember Fizdale having games this tight. It was always 1-2 good games and then a dud.
Well, we had a couple of tight games. We had a couple of tight games with Fizdale. A couple. But right now, you're looking at, you know, we had one blowout in the last 5 games. That was Portland. Other than that, we've been in tight games.
Yeah, I mean, and I just like our fight. Our fight, it's like you think the game's over, we're down 20, and then slowly but surely, the third quarters, we're not dying like we usually do. I mean, I don't know. I like the ball movement. I just think this is the best we can do with this team, as presently constructed. Where are we getting 120 points, which is what you need to like contend? I mean,
well, let's.
Thing that got into it, and this is the result.
I mean, you know, you get 120 points by playing a little bit faster. You know, with faster, more crisp ball movement. We have guys that can score the basketball, right? But if you're playing one-on-one, if everything results in just a straight up, you know, one-on-one, you holding the ball. Listen, everything is going to result in one person taking a shot, obviously. But if everything results with, and I've seen the Knicks even tonight, you know, they go through the play and they run through it, and then it still results in one guy going one-on-one. Like, when I say going one-on-one, I mean holding the ball for 5 seconds to go one-on-one. You know, what you're looking to try to get. And that's going to happen. Sometimes your play is going to break down, and that's going to happen. I get that. That's okay. Hopefully, more than not, we're getting to the point where, you know, there's a lot of ball movement and man movement, and you're hitting somebody with a pass on their way to the basket or in motion ready to shoot the ball. Right, so that there's not dribbles, you know, 4 or 5 dribbles to get to the basket, or you got to boom, 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 and then turn around and hit a fadeaway. You know, it's more like, you know, of course, and you're going to have some of those moments, you know, when you have a mismatch and different things. You're going to have some of those moments, but we want more than not where, you know, you catching the ball and shooting because it's a wide open shot, or you catch the ball on your way to the cup because it's an open layup, or you have the lane. Maybe it's not open, but you have the lane. Or you you slash to the basket and you catch it and maybe it's a little bit of a fadeaway or a floater. Things like that. Or you see the lane and you can take 2 to 3 dribbles hard to the basket and go. That's what we want it to be, not just where you're holding the ball and jab step between the legs 2 times, then a couple dribbles and a spin and then a fadeaway. We don't want that. Sometimes it's going to happen, but we don't want that.
No, definitely we don't want. I don't ever. That's what we saw with Fizz. I just think I think we definitely just. I don't know who it's gonna be, but I think I mean I think it's got to be Dennis Jr. and somebody else. We got to make a package, maybe throw in a second-round pick. We got to get a wing scorer. I mean, RJ is, like I said, you can't rely on RJ to be the guy. You need a guy. I mean, I was looking at Jordan Clarkson.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'd be a nice ad. Have him for, Schreer and Ellington, or Ellington and Bullock. I mean, I think that'd be a good pickup for us because he's a scorer, but he also can facilitate a little bit, and it's not going to cost us a lot of money. His contract's reasonable. And then the other thing I wanted to ask you before I head off is there any validity to this Clippers trade that I saw in the chat?
I didn't see it in the chat. What's that Clippers trade you're talking about? What is it?
Well, I guess somebody in the thing said Woj on some Knicks click thing. I don't know what it is. But he said that the Clippers still like Marcus Morris. And I think it was Mo Harkless, Patrick Patterson, and a first-round pick.
I mean, maybe that's something that he's suggesting or something that he heard. I don't know. I wouldn't put it past the Clippers really liking Marcus Morris. He would fit in with the Clippers really, really, really well.
But what do you think of it on our end? Those two guys on expiring contracts in a first.
I mean, if we're getting if we're getting 2 guys on an expiring and a first-round draft pick, that might be something that you really, really consider, especially if it's a first-round draft pick for this year.
Yeah.
Right? If it's a first-round draft pick for this year, it might be something that you really consider. Man. But, hey, my man, I appreciate your call, all right?
No.
I'm going to head up out of here.
Everybody. Have a good night.
All right, man. I appreciate it. Callers, call in. Give me a call. 516-405-2246. Before I get to the next call, though, I do want to give a big shout-out to, and let me find who I want to shout out real quick. Want to give a big shout-out to Bombo. Bombo, thank you. Thank you for becoming a 70s NBA champion. See, Bombo, I call him Mambo. Bombo just became a member of the 70s NBA champion subscription. All right, it's $4.99 per month. And you get a lot of perks like exclusive access to exclusive footage or unreleased footage when we do special recordings, access to a monthly live stream just for members, which we're going to do one this month. You'll get access to posts that are specifically for members, free gear at the $4.99 level when it's available, free promotional items when it's available, a lot of things. All right, so all you got to do is there's a join button right below your video. You can join right now. You can be a 2000s Knick for $1.99. You can be a 90s Knick for $2.99, or you can be a 70s NBA champion Knick for $4.99. So, Bombo, thank you for becoming a Knick or a member. All right, I appreciate you, my man. And subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel right now. If you're on Sportscaster, you can come over to YouTube and subscribe. And if you're on YouTube, you can go over to Sportscaster and follow me on Sportscaster. And I would really recommend you do that, because starting January the 6th, and guys who are on Sportscaster listening right now, please mark this down in your calendars. Beginning January 6th, every Monday, I'll be doing a Knicks Weekly show. That's the name of the show, Knicks Weekly. And basically, I'm going to wrap up everything that happened in the previous week. And we're going to talk about some things that might go down the next week. All right, it's called Knicks Weekly. It's going to be a fun show. It's going to be exclusively on Sportscaster. All right, so if you don't follow me on Sportscaster, I'm asking you to please follow me on Sportscaster now, because I want to make sure that everybody is here is able to join me on Knicks Weekly on Sportscaster. And it's only going to be on Sportscaster. I'm not going to upload it to YouTube. It's only going to be on Sportscaster. All right, I just put the link in the chat. So make sure you join me. Follow me on Sportscaster. All right, this right now is streaming to Sportscaster, but that show will only be on Sportscaster. You can join me there. All right, so I appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate you guys for being here with me. Let me get to another phone call. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
What's going on, Sim? How are you, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Pretty good, man. That was a tough one, man. That was a great game, though, man. You know, we just Jokic is, you know, the all-star for a reason, man. You know.
Yeah, exactly,
You
for
know,
a reason.
we don't have that one guy, you know, that could just do what he does, passing and shooting, you know. But you know, it's just the way we fought, you know, the way we came back and everything. Even got the lead, but you know, besides Morris, nobody else, you know. At the end of the game, when you got Payton and Barrett and Mitch and Randall, you know, they were doubling Morris a lot because he was our only shooter on the floor. That's just such a huge weakness, man. You know, just our lack of shooting is just a killer for us, man. You know?
Yeah. Talk to me, man, about today, December the 15th. We can now start trading players. What are you looking to do?
Yeah,
What's
right.
on your mind with it?
Oh, man. I mean, I would trade most of these guys on a one-year deal. I mean, you know, I just want to trade whoever you can get the most for, obviously Morris. You know, someone was saying, I saw in the chat about the Clippers offering a first or something. I don't know if that's true or not, but I mean, I want Portis gone, that's for sure. He cost us at least a good 15 points tonight on defense. I mean, I'm not even joking. He's just so terrible out there, man. Man, like we can't have a guy. Plus, when you have him and Knox on the floor, I don't like those two together. Because you know, we know those two are awful defensively. You have them both guarding the forward spots. You know, that's going to put us in a big hole defensively. You know, but if we could trade, you know, Morris and a Ellington, you know, and a Portis, you know, I'm all for it, man. You know, if you got to give more minutes to the young guys, you know, more minutes to Knox and whatnot, you know, so be it. You know.
So what are you trying to get?
I mean, I don't think besides Morris, I think that's the only one that could get us something, you know, that's maybe a first-round pick, you know, late first, I would say. You know, if we can get, like, say, the 23rd or around the 24th pick or something like that, you know, I would be happy with that for a guy we signed for 1 year. I mean, who knows? We could even try and sign him back next year, and you know. You know, so it's not like, you know.
Now, I've heard some people talk about with Marcus Morris. I heard some people talk about, you know, trade him, get a first-round pick, and then re-sign him over the summer. I'm not sure. But I think there is a time frame before you can re-sign that person.
I'm pretty sure you should be able to. I would think so.
We'll have to check that because if that's the case, a lot of players would take advantage of that. A lot. If that's the case,
true.
There'd be some real backdoor stuff going on. If you can actually, if you can trade away the player to get a first round pick and then re-sign him over the summer, I don't know.
I mean, it's not if it's you know. I mean, if it's not against the rules, there's nothing wrong with it.
Well, no, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying if that's the case, and I really do believe there's something against it.
Yeah, maybe. I
really do think that there is a rule against that.
I don't remember seeing that any rule. You know, but if we did do that and we tried to sign, we can't have him as a 3. He's a 4. I'm sorry, it's not his fault. Like tonight. You shouldn't be out there guarding Will Barton. You know what I mean? Like he's too quick.
I hear
You know what
I
I'm
hear
saying? Like he's just out of. We have a lot of our team isn't in a natural position, man. I could go down the list.
Yeah.
You know?
So I'm
like,
looking at
it's the thing why everyone's making fun. We signed 8 power forwards. Now
Yeah.
to me, Knox is a 4. He's playing the 3. Morris to me, he's a 4. You know, it's just you know what I'm saying. Barrett, he's not a shooting guard. He's a 3. You know,
Okay.
like a lot of our team are just not playing their natural position or the position they should be playing at least. You know.
So I'm looking at Slick Nick right now.
Yeah.
And he said there is a time frame. You know, if you trade Morris, there's a time frame that you can re-sign him. And then Edward Stalling is saying that it is. Yeah, I lost it. Oh, it said you got to wait for another season. See, I agree. I think it's something like that. I think you got to wait for another season or something like that.
Yeah, okay.
Before you can re-sign him.
Yeah. I mean,
so, hey, my man,
you think we can get that first for him? I think we could the way he's playing, right?
You know, so. I don't know.
Right?
The only way. It's only going to be a contender. It's only going to be a contender.
Yeah, of course.
So
right.
the Clippers,
the
Lakers, Toronto, somebody like that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of teams could, the way he's shooting, especially. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's never shot like this from 3.
No.
But, you know, I mean, the way he's shooting now, you know, you would think he could fetch us to, you know, obviously it's not going to be a lottery pick. I'm not getting that crazy. But, you know, we can get around the 22nd, 24th pick or something for Morris. Hey, you know, I appreciate what you did here. You played well, but, you know, you got to get what we could for the future. You know what I mean?
All right. Yeah, no doubt. Hey, my man, I appreciate your call. Appreciate your call.
I appreciate the time, bro. Have a good night, all right?
No doubt. Have a good one.
All right, man. Peace, man.
I want to give a big shout out to Anthony Redhead. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. And then City for Real, thank you again for the super chat. He says, Sim, get those bucket hats in the merch. Shout out to the chat. We fought today. Tough loss, man. I got to bounce, but much love. New York Knicks fam, stay true, orange and blue. I'm definitely. As a matter of fact, I had one guy I was working with. It didn't work out. So I got another guy that's going to produce them for me. Hopefully I can get that up sooner than later. You know what I mean? I just got sooner than later. I'm not going to say anything else. Hopefully I can get them up sooner than later because I want to get them out. Because people are asking about them. I want to get them out. It's just not always easy. You know, like I got the T-shirts out there, and that's a place that already makes T-shirts. It's easy to do it. Boom, 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 boom. It's not a lot of places that just make bucket hats where you guys can buy them on demand. So it's a little bit more difficult, but we gonna get it popping. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hi, Simeon. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
You know who this is, right?
This is Bobby. What's up, Bobby?
Yeah, good. Nice to talk to you. I have a question for you.
All right.
If they get rid of, what's his name? The coach. What's his name again?
Mike Miller?
Oh, we have a new coach now?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I've been sleeping then. Oh.
Yeah, you've been sleep. You've been
Mike
watching
Miller.
the Giants. I know you've been watching the Giants. That's all good.
I didn't know. I wanted, you know who I wanted?
Who'd you want?
Wanted, what's her name?
Becky Hammond?
Oh, yes, that's Becky Hammond. That's who I wanted.
Well, right
Mike
now.
Miller good at all, or what?
Well, right now, Mike Miller is the coach. So Mike Miller was an assistant. Coach Fizdale was fired.
Yeah.
And Mike Miller's now the interim head coach. He's doing a decent job so far.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so far he's doing a decent job.
You know?
So, we'll see where it goes, but he's doing a decent job.
You know what college he went to?
I don't know if he played ball in college, but he coached.
Oh, he went to University of Florida.
I don't know if he played ball there, but he has a lot of college coaching experience, and he has some coaching experience in the G League. He was coaching our.
I didn't know he played for the Heat.
Now, I don't know if he played. He didn't. No, not that Mike Miller. That's a different Mike Miller. That's a basketball player, Mike Miller. This is the coach, Mike Miller.
Oh, so okay. I looked up
they just got the same name. They just had the same name.
So the Giants won today, finally.
Giants won. Probably Eli's last game at home, but hey.
Yeah, well, finally got going. Well, Eli threw like 3 interceptions today.
Well, but at least he can go out with a win at home.
Yeah, now he's 500 now.
Yeah, now he's 500, 117. So.
Yeah, but I still think he should make it to the whatchamacallit, to the Football Hall of Fame. So I'm on Sportscaster. How do I sign up for you? Sportscaster.
All you got to do is, when you're on Sportscaster, all you got to do is follow me. Just click on the thing to follow me on Sportscaster. You click on the link that I put in there.
Like Twitter or something?
Yep, exactly. You just follow me on there. That's it.
All right. So when are you on next?
Well, I'm actually on Sportscaster right now. I'm on it right now,
okay.
So I do both at the same time. But again, I'll be doing some exclusive stuff on Sportscaster beginning January the 6th.
Right, January the 6th. Yes, you believe we're going to be in 2020?
We're going to be in 2020. Isn't that something?
Yeah, I know. I
man.
can't believe I'm an old fart.
Yeah.
I'm 51 years old, so I'm an old fart.
No, man. Hey,
Are
I'm
you
43.
older than me?
I'm 43.
Oh, you're a young man. Oh,
I'll be 44 next month.
Hat. I love your hat. I always love your hat.
Yeah, I'll be 44 next month, man.
All right.
I'm getting up there.
Generous.
I'm catching up to you. I'm catching up to you, Bobby. I'm catching up to you.
All right. So I let you go, okay? So people call and I like to talk a lot, though.
Yeah.
But thank you for telling me Mike Miller's the new coach. I've been
he's the coach, man.
On the Knicks.
Yeah.
So,
well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for jumping on, Bobby. All right. Have a good one. Now, let's talk some more about these trades, ladies and gentlemen, and what you would like to see, what you want to see going down, what you want to see happening. I'm gonna come back to the video chat. I got Rob the Nick in here, so I'm coming back to you, Rob. I know I didn't get a chance to talk to you. You've been patient. You've been holding on. So I got you right now, my brother. 1 second. Let me get you unmuted. There you go. Rob, talk to me, man. Trade season is here. All right, Woj had a trade special today. I didn't get a chance to watch it. But talk to me. What do you think? What's possible that could go down with the Knicks? Anything?
Well, the best thing that can probably happen, I think that your boy Morris is probably solidified in New York.
You think so?
I don't think that they're going to they would even get rid of him because he want to be here.
He does.
And do we really need the picks like that? Yes, it's good to have, but do we really need it? No, we don't. We don't really need nothing to be shopping. Somebody got to give, as far as I'm concerned, somebody got to give us an offer that we can't refuse. Really, I don't think that we should throw out anything to try. We got Dallas's pick this year. We got our own pick this year. So we got 2 first-round picks this year anyway. What's 3 going to really do? Sit back, chill. Let them come to you. If they're going to give us an offer that we can't refuse, we go for that. We already got 2 first-round draft picks this year.
But let me ask you this. I guess the Knicks, they have to get a feel for Marcus Morris. Well, how much money does he want to make this summer? First of all, they got to know, are we definite that, okay, yes, we definitely want Marcus Morris back. I'm talking about the Knicks management now, right? And then you have to ask the question, if we do want him back, how much are we willing to pay him and how much money does he want? If those things can't work out, then you got to trade him. So if you don't want him, here's my thing. If you don't want him next summer, right, because he's an unrestricted free agent at the end of this year. So if you do not want Marcus Morris next season, then you got to trade him. If you do want him, but hold up. If you do want him, but it's going to cost you too much money, and you're not ready to pay it, and you don't want to pay it because it's going to be too much, then you got to trade him.
You got to ask yourself this: what's too much money?
Well,
with the salary cap
obviously
going
the
up
market
every
is going
year.
to dictate.
Now look at it like this here. The salary cap is going up every year. What's too much money?
Well, this is the thing. The salary cap is going to, the market is going to dictate what Marcus Morris gets, right? And now when you look at the market, next summer, there's not a lot of free agents. So Marcus Morris is going to be maybe the cream of the crop or part of the cream of the crop. So he may get an inflated salary next summer, right? So when you ask what's too much money, too much money is going to be, let's say he wants $20 million a year for 4 years. Do you give $80 million? Huh?
He deserves that.
Maybe he does, but does he deserve it from the Knicks?
Yes, we're not paying nobody else.
I don't know if he deserves it. I don't know. I don't know because in the situation that we are in, you've got to leave everything flexible. That's what I'm saying. I think you got to leave everything flexible.
Sims, I understand what you're saying, but this here, if we committed to the rebuild, not trying to buy players, get players, do it the way that we used to do it, we committed to the rebuild, and we want him just to be on the team. Why not? Now, we're going to jump out there and go back to what we used to be, trying to get every free agent instead of build from home. What are we trying to do? I'm sticking to what we're trying to do. Build from home. $20 million ain't nothing. It's really nothing.
I don't know if it's nothing right now. You don't know if it's nothing. Now, listen, if he says, okay, you know what, I'll take a contract from, you pay me next year because 2020, there's nothing in free agency, right? And then, if he agreed to do a 1-year contract and then in 2021, he's a free agent again, and then you can look at everything as you're trying to build your team. I give him what he wants. If he wants $25 million, I do it for 1 year or something like that. The same way the Philadelphia 76ers did with, what's his name? J.J. Redick. Right? Yeah, right. But you notice after that year, they renegotiated after they had not renegotiated. They looked at it again and said, okay, let's see what does the market dictate? How you going to do this? How you going to do that? I get it. My thing is, when you are in the situation we are in,
what situation we in?
What situation are we? You gotta keep yourself flexible, man. Especially if you might have a new regime coming in. You gotta keep yourself flexible financially.
Flexible for what, though, Sims?
What do you mean for what?
Now we look at next year. There's nobody out there.
I'm gonna tell you for what. Cap space is not just. It is not just to. You can use cap space in a multitude of ways, not just signing the biggest free agents, but you keep yourself flexible because you may be able to acquire other assets by helping another team get rid of a contract.
And we have that now. We have that. We're not getting rid of that. We still have that right now.
Right now.
All we doing is adding to. All we doing is adding to.
I don't know. I think you have to think. I think, first of all, you got to know your management team. I don't know if this management team is going to be the same, right? But your management team, you got to figure out what you value for Marcus Morris and know exactly why, if you're going to keep him and why and all those type of things. It's something to think about. I don't think it's just a straight up, yes, we're going to sign him to a long-term contract. I just don't think it's that.
You're right.
I just don't think it's that. There's more you got to think about.
The New York Knicks is in a position of power right now because they got 2 first-round picks next year's draft. So if you get a third one, what's really that? You're not really, and then it's on the high end of the draft. It's not like you got 2 lotteries. Why do you need 3? You turn him for a first win
because this is the reason why you need. But
my thing is this here.
This is the reason why you need draft picks, though. You need draft picks so that you can set yourself up for future moves. Maybe that draft pick isn't even this year. Maybe it's later. I mean, look at Boston. right? Even Philadelphia, they accumulated these draft picks when they weren't good, so that when they became good,
now is not the time to cash in.
Listen, when they became, I'm not saying now's the time to cash in. Who knows when that draft pick would be? That draft pick may not be this year. That draft pick, if you traded Marcus Morris, that draft pick might be 2023. You know what I'm saying? And if you are good
We
now,
don't want that.
Huh?
We don't want that. We in the position of power. We don't want that. If you're not giving us next year, we keep them.
But what I'm saying to you, you're saying why trade them for draft picks? I'm telling you why you would trade them for draft picks. I'm telling you why you would trade them for draft picks, because you can use those draft picks.
But you got to give us the draft pick that we want. We're not going to trade them for 2023.
Okay, I mean, I get that. I mean, my question is not which draft pick. It's just, first of all, it's about keeping, to me, you in the position we're in, you got to keep your books flexible, right? So that's where the question comes in about Marcus Morris. You got to keep your books flexible because you want to be able to continue to make moves to build your team. You know what I'm saying? You got to know for sure that Marcus Morris is definitely a sticking piece that you want and is going to be there. He's 30 years old. When you are ready to actually be something,
29, no, really 29.
Is he going to be
29.
Is he going to be? Are you going to be paying $20 million for someone who's not going to produce? I mean, there's just a lot to think about in this, in where we are. You know, what I'm saying, in the situation that we're in. There's just a lot to think about.
Can I say something?
Yep.
I look at it like this here. If you're going to keep him, the locker room presence, the way that he interacts with the other players that respect him like that, I think that's worth something too.
It definitely is. I agree. I definitely agree with you. It's worth a lot. It's worth a lot.
Yeah, that worths a lot. That's like Jared Jacks. I think that on Frank Nikita, he would have been a big influence if we were still there. So what's going on in the locker room as far as Morrison is showing leadership. I understand that the ball needs to move around. But at the end of the day, in the fourth quarter, you need somebody to take that shot. Right now it's Morris.
No,
maybe somebody else will develop to be able to take that responsibility and make that shot. And that's what we all looking for. Want it to be RJ, want it to be like any of the young talent that's there. We want them to be that. But for right now, who we feel comfortable taking that shot, and it seems as though who the coach seems comfortable putting in that position is Morris. So with that being said, we can trade him. I'm not happy trading him for any pick that's not this year. If you got a this year pick, and you want to, because he's more valuable than that. He went to New York to show how valuable he is to the rest of the league. And now the league is looking at him like, damn, we didn't really know he was like this. He's comfortable in doing what he's doing. And he's showing you're not going to be able to stop him. He's going to shoot. He can shoot the three. And his asset to me is what he does. Me personally, I want to keep him.
Okay.
Unless you give me a deal that you're going to blow me out the water.
Okay, I feel you on that. I would love to be able to keep Marcus Morris around. I'm not going to say I wouldn't. I would love to be able to keep him around because I do like what he brings. But for me, it's got to be at the right price. You know, it's just got to be at the right price because I value cap flex. In the situation that we're in, I value cap flexibility. You know what I'm saying? Nate, coming to you, bro. Go ahead, Nate.
Yeah, man. Honestly, everybody on this team other than Mitch Robinson and RJ Barrett are on the trading block. Any of those guys can all be traded for the right deal. And honestly, I think that if this rumor is true about the Clippers wanting Marcus Morris and willing to give us Mo Harkless and a first-round pick, I would jump at that because Mo Harkless is a good defender. and we need desperately a wing defender. We need somebody who we can build with this young core. And, Mo is still young, and, he's from St. John's, so that would be nice to see him back at the Garden. I mean, we need to make sure that, like you said, we bring back players that not only don't break the cap, but also too can fit with what we're trying to do. If Mike Miller is going to try to build a defensive mentality, which sounds like he is because he's playing players that play defense, minus Randall. I mean, you got to go get players like that. And I think Mo Harkless fits the bill. But honestly, there's a lot of players on this roster that other teams could use. Tell me there are not a lot of teams out there that could use a Dotson.
That could use who?
Honestly, huh?
That could use who?
A Dotson.
Did you say Dotson?
A Dotson type. Yeah, a 3D type of guy, or a Trier, or a DSJ or whatever it is. I mean, we have a lot of assets that we can use, or the other teams can use. Now, obviously, we don't need to go completely fire sale, but there are some names out there that we should probably get rid of, because here's the reality: Morris is a free agent next year, so try to get something for him before he's gone. Dotson's restricted, right, or is he unrestricted?
Dotson, I don't know. I got to check it out.
I think he's restricted. More likely, we're probably not going to resign him because he's probably going to want more money. So we could get him out. DSJ, still fairly young. I mean, his head's not right, but still fairly young. I'm sure. Huh?
So Damian Dotson he makes $1.6 million this year, and he's just an unrestricted free agent.
Okay, so yeah, we're probably not going to bring him back unless he really goes with a cheap deal. I'm sure he could probably get more money. He's trying to get more money somewhere else. I mean, Trier. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, yeah, I mean, any free agent. Alonzo Trier, he makes $3.5 million this season.
Yeah.
I doubt he's going to get that next year with the way that the Knicks, they're not playing him at all. So he's probably not going to get that next year. We'll see if the Knicks even want him to come back with the way things are looking right now. We don't know.
And the reality is that these players, like these 1-year deals, a guy like Dotson, a guy like Morris, if you're not going to plan on bringing them back, and honestly, I don't see any of these players in our future, then why not try to get something for them right now? While their stock is as high as it is. Morris's stock is high. Dotson's stock is high. Why not try to cash in on those opportunities now and get more draft picks? Like you said, I think we are following the Philadelphia, Boston method, where you get a lot of draft picks, and then if you see a player like a Davis or a Giannis or somebody out like there, and you got a bunch of draft picks to throw at a team to make a deal like that, then that's where you'll benefit. And I think the Knicks have the right mentality, but we have to get a wing defender. We got to get somebody at the 3 position. We thought it was going to be Knox, but Knox can't play defense. And Knox is a 4-man, like you said. He's going to be a 4-man going into the future. So we need a 3 guy. And like I said, I would be okay with getting a Mo Harkless right now. I like Mo Harkless. Okay. I think he's got a lot of potential. He's young. Like I said, he's from St. John's. Knicks fans would love that move. And, you get younger at that position. And we don't know where we're going to be in the draft. I mean, quite frankly, everybody thinks we're going to go Ball or we're going to go Edwards or whatever else, which that's not a 3 guy. Those are more of a point guard. So, I mean, you got to take the opportunity while you can.
Yeah, well, I'm looking up. I'm trying to see where you heard about that trade or anything like that. Trying to find it. If you can let me know. All right. I do want to real quickly, as we're talking about trades and stuff like that, I want to take a minute and just look at the Knicks salaries. Give you a quick reminder of the Knicks salaries. You can see Julius Randle is our highest paid player. He makes $18 million this year, $18.9 million next year, and $19.8 million in 2021, 2022. Marcus Morris, he makes $15 million this year. He's an unrestricted free agent going into the summer. Bobby Portis, he makes $15 million this year. And there's a team option on Marcus Morris for next year at 15.7. Taj Gibson is on the books for $9 million this year, $9.4 million this year. I thought that there was a team option for him. Maybe not. Wayne Ellington is on the books for $8 million this year, $8 million next year. Elfrid Payton, $8 million this year, $8 million next year. You see R.J. Barrett, he's on the books until, there's a team option in 2021, the summer of 2021, but he's on the books until 2023, 2024. Joakim Noah is still being paid. All right. We still owe Joakim Noah $6 million this year, $6.4 million next year, and then $6.4 million in 2021, 2022. Frank Ntilikina, he's at $4.8 million this year, $6.1 million next year, and then there's a player option for 2021, 2022. Dennis Smith Jr. has a similar contract, 4.4 this year, 5.6 next year, and a player option. I'm sorry, not a player option, a qualifying offer. Both Frank Ntilikina and Dennis Smith Jr. have qualifying offers in 2021, 2022. Kevin Knox, he's making 4.3 this year, 4.5 next year. Then there's a team option in 2021, 22. Reggie Bullock's on the books for $4 million this year, 4.2 next year. Zoe, 3.5 this year. He's an unrestricted free agent this summer. Damian Dotson, 1.6. He's an unrestricted free agent. Mitchell Robinson's on the books at a very, very team-friendly price. Then there's a team option in 2021, 2022. And then you got Iggy. We'll see what Iggy is going forward, but he's making $900,000 this year, 1.5 next year. Then there's a team option in 2021, 2022. So that's what our salaries look like at the moment. And we'll see what the Knicks are thinking. Now, my question is this, and I'm coming to you, Guillermo. I'm going to come to you. I want to find out, is this front office even going to make moves for us at the trade deadline? Right? That's what I want. That's what I'm going to hear from you, Guillermo. Is this front office even going to make moves?
Well,
what do you think?
If Dolan, at the trade deadline, if Dolan allows, is going to be up to Dolan, right? But say Dolan allows him to, I think that they're going to stick to the plan of, hey, we're trying to get assets. We're trying to get a bunch of talent. We know this is a rebuilding project. Marcus Morris, as much as I like him, I think that Marcus Morris is the right guy at the wrong time for the Knicks. And you got to trade those guys because, look, Marcus Morris, he is what he is. This guy's not a superstar. It's not like we're getting Kevin Durant. We're trading Kevin Durant or Paul George or some crazy nonsense like that. This is a guy who's also playing probably above his value because, let's be honest, he's a really good role player. But do I think the Knicks are going to make moves like that? It's up to Dolan, because if Dolan's like, I want Masai Ujiri, or I want, I'm just saying, whoever he might get in to make those decisions, he might put a whole kibosh to it. But like I said, they allow him to. Yeah, remember, Sim, they sign a bunch of guys to team options and, a lot of flexibility. Why do you think they did that? It's not because it's, hey, we want to value on a year-to-year basis. It's like, no, you want to get rid of some guys who are going to be on relatively team-friendly deal. Not get rid of guys, but you sign a bunch of guys on team-friendly deals. And yeah, you're going to assess them. But for the most part, it's a rebuilding process. You're going to get as much assets as you need. A lot of these guys aren't building blocks per se at this time. So yeah, you're going to stack up picks. You're going to stack up talent and try to develop it from there. Now, if Fizdale out the picture, kind of ruins that whole idea, the initial idea of development. But I think they, at the very least, they've run into a better coach who they could develop young players under. And Rob is my dude, but you're talking crazy, bro. When you can get first rounders, like people talk about, first round. No. You look at, someone mentioned in the chat too. Look at the Heat. I mean, how many young guys, and they're not all first rounders, obviously, like Kendrick Nunn, I think his name is, or the guy was undrafted or whatever, right? But whenever you can get young talent relatively cheap and under control for however long, and it's the first one, you pick them up. You don't fall in love with the Marcus Morris and say, yeah, sign him to this deal, blah, blah, blah. He's going to be here forever. If you can get assets for him, you do it. You replenish this team because we need it. Because no other free agents, you talk about even if there were free agents out there, who's coming to the Knicks if we're not winning? Giannis, AD, you think those guys are going to come to the Knicks unless we're winning or unless they can come and build their brand, which might outweigh their basketball reasons for coming to the Knicks. So, yeah, man, I think the Knicks going to have that. They signed a bunch of guys to flexible contracts, and I think they are looking to move guys around.
Yeah. And you know, and to what you're saying, you know, are they going to come simply to play with Marcus Morris? No.
No.
Right? Marcus Morris is 30. He'll be 31 next year. You know, he belongs, you know, whatever his, I don't know what his motivations are as far as basketball and stuff like that. You know, he's at the age now where he's probably should be looking to be on a contender, like you're saying, on a contender, you know, trying to play for a championship. He's a perfect fit for a contender like the Clippers, like probably the Lakers, you know, teams like that. You know, he'd fit in very well and maybe even help those teams get over the top, you know.
And can we remember the last time the Knicks signed a guy over 30 to a lucrative contract and it worked out? Right. Can you remember the last time the Knicks signed look, I love the Knicks fans, right? But we lose perspective once new things occur, right? Once we see guys, I can go down the list of guys who were better than Marcus Morris at the time, the McDyces. Like, I mean, dude, and Morris is not McDyess because McDyess did have an injury history. But we gave up, if you guys remember, we gave up Nene. And Nene was, Hilary Nene, he was fairly good for a number of years. So when people try to downplay first-round draft picks, like, guys, let's stop. Yeah, obviously, you go through a draft and not have any good first-rounders. I mean, it's whenever you can stack up talent, the probabilities of you rebuilding on the fly. We talk about Marcus Morris, and I like Marcus Morris a lot. But you might also get a guy in a draft who might be better than Marcus Morris and might implement your system and your culture better than Marcus Morris. Because remember, Marcus Morris is a guy who plays a lot of hero ball. And he plays as if no one can tell him anything. Now, is he as selfish as some other players? No. But it's not like this guy's come in and he's Dwayne Wade. It's not like this guy's come in and he's like, in terms of his attitude, his temperament, his leadership, everything is perfect. And maybe he needs to tweak his jump shot. Maybe he needs to tweak this and that. No, Marcus Morris is 30. He's 31 or whatever the hell he is, how it is. He belongs on a contender. You get the first-round draft pick, man. Guys, let's have a long-term outlook on this Knicks. We have 5 or 6 wins. We're not winning this year with Marcus Morris. It's fine. Let him go for a first-round draft pick, man. If we could get it.
Is there anybody out there that you have an eye on? Someone that you think is young, would fit in with this group that you can, you know, possibly build with for the future? Anybody out there?
Well, I did like, but he's on the Heat now. The kid, Leonard, that was traded from the Blazers. The white dude. I think he's more of a power forward. I liked him a lot in that Blazers series, but you know, obviously the Heat are doing really well right now, so he ain't going nowhere. I also liked Nawabu, the point guard. I think he was on the Cavs. David Nawaba. He's on the Nets. That's probably never going to happen. The Nets aren't doing too well either, but I liked him as a really good defensive guard for the team. Guys I would sell, I mean, I don't think we're in a position to trade any draft picks right now. You know, the Mo Harkless thing, a first rounder, and I just said I'm losing memory of what I just said the draft rumor was. I don't mind at all. Mo Harkless is decent. He's a solid player. I think Myers Leonard. Thank you, Myers Leonard from the Heat. But he got traded. Heat are doing, you know, relatively well now, so he ain't going nowhere. But that was a guy I wanted. There were rumors of us picking up the center from the Kings, the 3-point shooter. He hit like a few threes on his last game. I wasn't too impressed on him. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough. I don't see any talents that I would kill myself over. I'm more so focused. Hey, if we get a first round draft pick, that's fine. Yeah, Bogdanovich. But also, I would look at the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't think they'll give up Sexton. Guys are talking about Sexton.
That's
I
what I
don't
was
think
about
they'll
to
give
ask
him up.
you.
He's too good, especially to the Knicks to get a Marcus Morris. It just wouldn't make sense. But yeah, I'm not sure.
Would you, if Colin Sexton is available, would you get him?
What's he available for?
I mean, I'm just let's just say, would you make an offer for him? If you were the Knicks, Colin Sexton is available. Would you go after him as someone that you think you can build with for the future?
If I could give up, and they're gonna kill me in the chat. If I could give up a Knox and a second rounder, I pull it. Because right now they got Garland. I don't know.
You think they're going to take
I don't know
Knox
what
in the
their plan
second
is
round?
with Garland. Look, I'm not the craziest on Sexton, but Sexton, everyone, I killed him coming out of Alabama, but the guy's 3-point shooting, at least last year, I think was 40%. That's a major improvement, given the guy who's supposed to be a score-first point guard. A mid-range kind of like slash to the basket point guard. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'll give too much, but I'm kind of cool on Knox. But I don't know. Sexton's a little tough because people killing Sexton. Oh, we need, but he shot well last year, man. And right now, Sexton is shooting. Colin Sexton is. Let's look up his stats real quick. He's averaging 17.4 points, 2.3 assists. So obviously, he's not facilitating. You know, he's basically going to be probably more so of a combo-ish guard because I guess he's not a pure point guard, obviously. Oh, he's shooting terribly this year, only 30% from three. So,
we need
43% field goal shooting. So, yeah, maybe I wouldn't pull the trigger on Colin Sexton. I'll probably be a little bit.
If we're gonna go out and get a point guard, if we're gonna go get a point guard, I want it to be a point guard that is going to be a leader and facilitator. Even if they're young, a leader, facilitator, and can score the ball. Right?
Who is that, Sim?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Proper point guards today do not facilitate.
But what I'm saying is, if we're gonna go get a point guard, let's go get a real point guard. Let's just not take a chance on somebody. We've been doing that for years and years and years and years. Let's go get.
So I would look to. So Sim, why don't we look to the? Well, they're gonna kill me again. The draft. I only know LaMelo really from the guard position, like we see him as a point guard. Even though I don't really see him as a point guard. And then you have the kid who just got hurt at UNC, Cole Anthony. And I don't really even see him as a pure facilitator. So if you're talking about guys who facilitate, unless you're getting them really old, like what young player can you think of that's on a terrible team? Because I said this when we started the season. If the Knicks could start poaching other teams, like Masai Ujiri used to poach or screw with the Knicks, we got to start poaching other teams. And who would give us a young asset who can score and facilitate lead because they're rebuilding because they don't want that guy anymore?
You know, I don't know. You
talk about Devontae Graham. I don't think Devontae Graham is going anywhere from Charlotte. So I don't see it.
Let me ask you this. Would you, if the Pelicans, I don't think that they are or they're even considering it because I think they want to build with them. But if the Pelicans were looking to move Drew Holiday, would you jump in?
Drew Holiday getting paid $30 million, right?
I'm not sure what Drew Holiday's making this season.
Okay, let me just look up his contract real quick because look, Drew Holiday, as the league has voted, or his players, his peers, he's one of the most underrated players. He's only 29 years old, so he's not the oldest. He's a really smart, heady basketball player, very smart. Very underrated. His 3-point shooting sucks this year. What would I have to give up, Sim?
Well, I mean, looking at his contract, what's he make this year? This season, he's making $26 million.
26.
Right, he's making $26 million. Let's see let me see what his contract is. You know, he signed a 5-year. Okay, so he makes $26 million this year, $25 million next year, 2021, Then he makes, and then in 21-22, he makes $26 million again, right? So the thing that you'd be able to offer to the Pelicans, if they were looking to move him, is salary cap freedom, right?
Relief.
You'd be able to offer them some salary cap relief. So you'd be able to, you can take two guys off your team and then maybe a young guy, right? You can give them a Bobby Portis. I'm not saying
you can give him a Julius Randle.
You can give him Julius Randle. Yeah, Julius Randle back, right? But look, you can give him a Bobby Portis.
Oh my gosh!
Right, and then you can give him another guy, that's making $10 million a year or something like that.
He's a solid player. If it comes down to cap space, because they got, I think Lonzo Ball's kind of getting like the short end of the stick on that team. You also got guys like Josh Hart. I still think they got Jackson. Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad trade, man, because you have the guy for 3 years. There are no real good superlative point guard free agents I can think of coming in next year. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Then the free agent, the draft coming up, you got Wiseman, Cole Anthony Edwards, Lonzo Ball, LaMelo Ball. I can't really think of any top point guards coming free in the horizon. So, I mean, they're looking just for cap space relief. That's not a bad place.
I mean, obviously they'd want more than that. It'd be some cap space release relief. They'd probably want a young player. Something. I don't know. I mean,
what
be
young
much
player
more
would you give up on this? Would you give up Knox?
Oh man.
If you give up Knox, Portis, and some other scraggles, would you give up Knox?
That's tough. I know Knox defensively, he doesn't give us what we want, and he's lacking confidence and stuff. If we were right at that point where we're like, okay, if we get Jrue Holiday, he puts us into the second round. If we were that kind of a team, yes, I might. He puts us into the second round, and then we're still building because we still got cap flexibility and that type of stuff. Right now, I'm not sure, because if you get Jrue Holiday, by the time he's done at 20, by the time his contract is up 21, 22, he's 31 years old. You have to believe that he's your point guard going forward for the next 7-8 years. I don't know if he is or if he isn't. I don't know.
Jrue Holiday, his contract is up in
21, 22.
I thought it was up in 2022, right?
21, 22, right. He'd be 31 years old in 21, 22.
So he would only have 3 years here, right?
He'd have 3 years, right.
Someone keeps mentioning some kid, Devontae Wilson mentioned some kid, Theo Melodon. Like, look, I got to do research. I haven't heard of this guy. I'm going to look him up. I give my assessments. But, look, there are a lot of guys that, look, we could bet on. Like, I mean, look, Damian Lillard, I'm not saying we go after him, but, I'm just trying to think of some teams right now where they could give up guards where it's like, hey, we got too many guys. Or I really can't think of a team right now that has a young guard. And the way this league is going, Sim, I mean, young really good guards aren't coming off that easily from teams. Teams aren't really getting rid of good backcourt talent like that. So
let me get to Nate. Nate's about to go into a panic attack. He must have something juicy. Nate, it better be good. It better be good, man. You better have something juicy. What's up, man?
Well, I was listening to what Guillermo was saying, and I was thinking of a young guard that we possibly get our hands on, possibly dangling Morris. What about Anthony Simons?
Anthony Simons
from Portland.
I like what I saw from Anthony Simons against us. He was pretty good. He's I don't know if he's a point guard, but he's definitely a 3-point shooter.
Yeah, and that would be a perfect fill for a shooting guard.
Yeah, Guillermo, you're live, Guillermo.
They're not trading that kid, man. Stop.
No, they're not. I don't think they're trading Anthony Simons.
No.
He's that type of.
They need Marcus Morris if they're going to make a run. He would fit perfect what they need. I mean, they need to win now. They're not looking at 5 or 6 years down the line. They need to win.
I mean, that's true. No, the Blazers need front court defense. Like Anthony Simons ain't going nowhere. The Clippers, though, a team that can use a thirdish, I'm gonna say thirdish score, but a guy who can a 3-and-D guy because they have Shamet, they have Kawhi, they have Paul George, and they're resting those guys. The whole low management crap, they're gonna pick him up. But I don't see. I'm stupid. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. Damn it! No, but it's not gonna happen. I was just thinking of OKC, but they're not getting rid of Shai Gil-Garrett.
No, they're not getting rid of him. No,
That's even crazier.
They're not moving him. You can guarantee that.
They guaranteed all those draft picks for him.
But they have that kid though. They have that kid who might be legit. The intern dude who's an intern last year. Who got golly, I can't remember. He's on OKC.
Hey Rob, you're unmuted, so you can get in on this conversation, man. I don't know if Rob
if you could get a trade for him, would you do it?
For who? For Anthony Simons?
Yeah.
If I could, yeah. If it's a good trade, yeah. I like that kid. When I was watching him against Portland, I was like, man, this kid is.
I mean, he'd be perfect at the shooting guard position along with Barrett.
There was somebody in the YouTube chat that would constantly bring up Anthony Simons. I don't remember who it is, but there was someone in the YouTube chat that would bring up Anthony Simons.
Man, I think he'd be perfect for the shooting guard position for the future, and the guy can shoot, and we need shooters.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if you could dangle a Morris or a DSJ, man, they might be interested or listen to it. Come on, he's on the bench, man. It's not like he starts.
Yeah, but I mean, but he's young, and they need guys that's going to help spread the floor so they can open up
win now. Lillard's not getting any younger.
I know, but he can probably help them win now.
2 or 3 years.
You don't think he can help them win now?
Huh?
You don't think he can help them win games now?
I think they need more vets.
I don't know. I mean, because
people keep saying D'Lo. I think that the Warriors aren't going to try to trade D'Lo now for a win now guy in Morris and to trade a first for D'Lo. They might do that, but I think they're trying to gear up that team to bring on Giannis. I think the Warriors are gearing up to try to maybe they probably won't make a trade. That'd be tough, but
the only way we get D'Lo is if we trade Knox.
I don't mind trading Knox.
I would trade him.
For D'Lo.
You would have to trade Knox. You have to put Knox in that trade.
I'd do it.
Be a first rounder, probably, right?
I think I'd do it because look,
I would too.
See,
hell yeah.
See, I agree with you, Guillermo. I brought this up the other day. I think that the Golden State Warriors are definitely going to make a big run towards Giannis. They're going to make a big run, but we can assist them in making that run because we can give them cap relief for D'Angelo Russell right now so that they have that money already opened up. You know what I'm saying? So now they already got that opened up. All they got to do is clear out a little bit more the following year so that they can make that run at Giannis.
Oh, no, Sim. Giannis, Clay, and Steph all on the same team? Man, it's only one ball.
And yo, to the people who are saying D'Lo sucks, right? Let me tell you what Jared Allen said last year. D'Lo, when Jared Allen was compared Kyrie Irving and D'Lo, he said that Kyrie Irving could do amazing things on the basketball. But he said that D'Lo, night in, night out, was getting guys involved in the offense. What they have with the Warriors right now is not a team. Guys are injured. They're running out guys who you've never heard of. And, of course, D'Lo looks bad. And D'Lo's on the Nets with a bunch of B and C-list level players that, you know, relatively speaking, I'm not trying to, you know, get on them like that. That team was humming. So D'Lo could ball. Now, you could talk about his maturity. He's even come out now. He said, hey, there are things that when Kobe was talking to me, I didn't take into account. I was immature, blah, blah, blah. The kid to me has been fairly modest since. I know he had that whole weed thing in the summer. But, you know, when people tell me he can't pass, stop it. D'Lo can ball as a point guard. So I'm not necessarily against it. If the kid was to come back to New York and develop like he was developing on the Nets and get guys involved like he did on the Nets, hey, I'm all for it. But
hey, Sim, I got another player for you.
All right.
Don't shoot me, all right? This is just I was thinking about this while Guillermo was talking.
Oh boy.
Steven Adams.
what are we gonna do with Steven Adams?
Yeah.
He'd be our center, and Mitch should be the backup. Listen, we're only one bad injury away from Mitch or Gibson being hurt, and we're screwed. Steven Adams is still fairly young, is a very formidable center, and you can give Mitch the time to grow.
I don't have much interest in Steven Adams. Me, I mean, he's a good center. I don't have much interest in Steven Adams. Speaking of D'Angelo Russell, he makes this year. D'Angelo Russell makes $27 million this year, $28 million in 2020-21, $30 million in 21-22, and then $31 million in 22-23.
At least he's young.
So, he is young. He's like 24 years old.
I'd be okay with that, with being that young.
And I see a lot of people in the chat talking about Michael Porter Jr. I don't think the Nuggets are going to trade Michael Porter Jr. right now.
No back problems.
Yeah, guys, I saw people talking about, we got Knox. And said, look, guys, Michael Porter Jr. in college played, 2 games because of a debilitating injury? Was it a back injury? Like, I don't want to hear about Michael Porter Jr. because he had a few good games here and there. The dude might not even play next year. Like, let's stop. Michael Porter Jr., if he plays, 6 years in his career, 7 years in his career, that would be a blessing by God. Let's let it go. Michael Porter Jr., I just feel like we're overrating him just because he was a guy that we could have had. And Denver took a chance on him because they're stacked. Even before they had guys on the team. Let's chill out Michael Porter Jr., man.
Do they have Bull too? Crazy.
Yeah.
Tim,
well, listen, guys, I'm about to get up out of here. Man. It's 12:30. It's a good talk about these trades, and we'll continue to look at it and talk about it. And any rumors that come up, we'll talk about those rumors because I think the Knicks are definitely going to look to do something. The problem is the front office. You know what I'm saying? Do you allow this front office to make some moves? They got to be good moves that don't impact you going forward. But, we're going to have some time to talk about it. I'm going to catch you guys tomorrow. Be doing a game preview tomorrow. The Knicks play the Hawks. Knicks play the Hawks on Tuesday night. So, I got to do my game preview tomorrow. But, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys for being here with me. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, at 2 o'clock, as I do the game preview. Remember, I'm going to continue to remind you on Sportscaster, ladies and gentlemen, January the 6th, I'll be starting a brand new show exclusively on Sportscaster called Knicks Weekly. And, of course, we're going to talk about everything that happened with the Knicks that week. So make sure you follow me on Sportscaster right now. I just put the link in the YouTube chat. You can click on that. You can follow me on Sportscaster. Right? Also, at the bottom of your video, if you're on a phone, if you're on a laptop, PC, whatever it is, click that join button. Find out what those perks are. And if you like those perks, you like to join. You could be a 2000s Knick for $1.99 per month, a 90s Knick for $2.99 per month, and a 1970s NBA champion Knick for $4.99 per month. So go ahead and join now, or at least check it out. If you don't join, it's all good. I'm going to continue to bring content and more content. All right? But when you join those things, you get some exclusive content. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get up out of here. We got a lot to talk about when it comes to trades and those type of things. So we're going to continue that conversation. All right? Tomorrow, as we do the game preview and going forward, we're going to continue that conversation. So I want you guys to have a good start to your week tomorrow. All right? Have a peaceful start. It's Monday. Start your week off right. Hopefully you got some Christmas shopping done this weekend. Got next weekend too to get some more Christmas shopping done. But I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Be peaceful. Peace to everybody in the chat. Everyone that's saying peace and all that stuff. Thank you all. I appreciate you guys for being here. Peace out to you. Have a good week. And I will see you tomorrow. I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.
That's the deal.